I'm Pam Masters, and I'm a collaborative family lawyer, which is to say that I'm a settlement specialist. I guide couples and families on the difficult journey of divorce without court involvement. I do this to protect children, preserve financial assets, and create healthy co-parenting relationships. I've built my practice around the idea that people can divorce differently. And by differently, I mean constructively, peacefully, respectfully. No one taught us how to divorce peacefully, so most of what we see others doing is both hurtful and hateful. But if you can embody the following tips to divorce differently, your divorce can look and feel very different than other people's experiences. Dare I say that you can have a peaceful, respectful, and even kind divorce. So here are my 10 tips to divorce differently. Number 1, release the need for anyone else to understand your reason for the decision you've made for yourself. If they happen to understand or pretend to understand, that's lovely, but it's not necessary in order for this decision to be valid and real and right for you. Number 2, let people be wrong about you. Your mother, your mother-in-law, your brother or sister, even your husband. The people around you will have their perspectives, their opinions, and their stories about you and what's going on with you. In their own minds, those perspectives are right. Otherwise, they wouldn't believe them. Let others be completely right and completely wrong about you. Your peace exists on the other side of that. Number 3, know and be able to articulate what is true for you, and let that guide your choices through this process. Maybe it is a small voice inside of you that says, this isn't it. For one of my clients, it was, I can't go back to what it's always been. And for another, it was, I want to have a good relationship with the father of my children. Knowing what is true for you, holding on to that, and letting it guide your actions will feel like a life preserver on some days when you get tested. And you will be tested through this process. It's not easy. Number 4, similarly, it will help you to have a mantra of some sort to grab a hold of when things get tough. Here are some of my faves. All is well. This too shall pass. It won't feel like this forever. Anything that can go well, will. When you need it, pull it out, pick yourself up. Number 5, have some form of a daily practice to keep your own peace so that when things become difficult, you've made some deposits into yourself and you're able to give or react from a place of feeling filled up rather than depleted. This can be meditation, reading, journaling, walking outside, or even just being still and breathing deeply. There is no wrong way to do this, but 15 to 20 minutes for yourself in the morning, every morning, without screens or distractions, can work miracles. Number 6, you can still love your soon-to-be former spouse. No one can stop you from loving your soon-to-be ex except you and your thoughts about him and his worthiness of your love. You can be loving towards your spouse, regardless if they're loving towards you. You can think loving thoughts about them. For example, rather than assuming this will shatter him or her, you can see him or her as coming through this stronger and happier than ever. If you have children together, you truly do want them to be the strongest, happiest version of themselves. Do it selfishly for you, because loving will always feel better than hating. Number 7, you can lead one another through this. Your spouse will likely follow your lead as you move through this, although clearly that's not guaranteed, but you're not going to react. You're going to stay in your place of peace. If you're loving and peaceful about it, he or she is at least as likely, if not more likely, to meet you there than if you try to paint him or her as the villain of this story. Even if he or she rages or cries or drops to the floor or begs or yells, you can be present for any of that in a loving, calm way, knowing that they're processing emotion in the only way they know how to do it. There's nothing for you to fix or change because it's not yours. Be willing to lead them through this and be that strong and gentle light for them in what might feel like a very dark place. One of my clients was able to do this so beautifully throughout the process of her divorce after 34 years of marriage, and after signing the divorce papers, the two of them literally went and got ice cream together. Number 8, there's math and there's drama. In divorce, when it comes to dividing up your assets and liabilities, those that have been accumulated throughout the marriage, it's essentially a math equation. Getting a clear picture of the total assets and debt, that's math. You thinking you deserve more because it is your spouse asking for the divorce, that's drama. Your spouse wanting more because you cheated, drama. Fighting over who gets the fine china, the bedroom set, or the coffee table, all drama. None of these things will matter to you at all a year from now. So spend more time dealing with the math rather than the drama of divorce. Number 9, this won't ever feel good, even when you know for sure that ending the marriage is the right answer for you. It's never going to feel good. It's not supposed to. Change is hard, and heartbreak can be debilitating, even when it's the right answer. This is a loss, so you will move through the stages of grief as if it were a death. It will not always be easy, but it certainly can feel less awful and more peaceful if you are acting in a way that will make you proud of yourself after this divorce is over. Number 10, you don't know what's going to happen. Our minds do not like not knowing the answer, so we like to fill in the blanks, often with the worst case scenario. He'll be destroyed, my kids will suffer, I'll be alone forever. These are just thoughts. They're not facts. You have no way of knowing what a year from now or 10 years from now looks like. But the good news is that you don't have to. All you have to know right now is how to navigate the next step in front of you at any given time in this process. All you have to know is the next right step. No one taught us how to divorce peacefully. So most of what we see others doing is both hurtful and hateful. You can do it differently. As always, I would welcome talking to any of you personally about any of this. I can be reached at 386-271-8044 or Pam at masterscdc.com. There's tons of great information on my website, www.masterscdc.com.